that you're exposed to is not doing this, or maybe they are dieting, but they don't really know the concept of what we do, which is creating optimal health. We're not trying to get rid of weight, which we are, but we're actually, you can wrap your head around the optimal health side of Dr. Anderson. You're looking at it from a whole different mindset of creating something better for yourself. Because what did we learn, guys, that Dr. Anderson said at the conference, that will we ever reach a certain destination?
No.
What did he say?
Just keep working towards it, right?
And it's always going to be a journey.
Right.
All through life, we're going to always be moving and evolving. We're going to be thinking different. It's like I was telling Kate today, here she's 24, but when she gets even right now with the 24 pounds that she's lost, she's like, well, I really would love to get to about 40 pounds before, but I said, at 24, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And it's very empowering to her because don't you agree that those that's been on the program, whenever you've lost 20, your mind changes.
Oh, yeah.
Then you lose 10 more, your mind changes again.
Yeah.
And then say if you need to lose 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 100 pounds, your mind keeps changing. And you're actually, what's happening is, the weight loss is up here, but the mind's catching up with it. So that way that you had this marriage between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That way you're understanding how to be able to keep the weight off. Because that's the thing. Who wants to gain the weight back? Not me.
No.
So we'll go ahead and get started. But Kate, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And I thought it would be neat to hear a little bit about Kate's story and how she's been on the program for just a few weeks, and she's been able to drop about 24 pounds and she's feeling. I think she's feeling good about herself.
Yes,
and
I'm feeling much better.
Yeah. So, Kate, can you just sort of touch really about, I think it is pretty funny, really, like you said, about how your mother's the one that made the call. She sort of initiated the call to me about the mother wants to save the child, right?
Oh, yes.
That's sort of how it is. So tell everybody a little bit about, prior to the program, you getting started and what it's been like for you.
Okay. Well, I was one of those people, I grew up, like I told Lisa when I first started the program, I have always had issues with food and overeating, but I haven't necessarily always had issues with my weight. So in high school, since I was very active, I got into the habit of eating whatever I wanted to, and I'd go play soccer, play basketball, and the weight I wouldn't get any weight because, number one, I was very, I was young and I was active. So, but slowly over the years, I have quit exercising and quit being active, and my eating habits have stayed the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
And I just progressively got heavier and heavier and heavier and never did anything about my relationship with food. And then it, got to the point, I didn't even know how much I weighed actually the day I started this program. I remember Lisa first asked me and I said, well, I think I probably want to lose about 80 pounds, but I wasn't 100% sure of even how much I weighed. And when I got on the scale, I was still like 20 or 30 pounds heavier than I actually thought I was. So I was mortified that day
Mm-hmm.
that I looked on the scale. But I know I've realized that I kind of use food as like a reward. Like if I have a stressful day at work, I want to eat something good. And I'm really and Lisa's really been working with me. I'm trying to change my mindset on how I think and view food. So far it's, it's little baby steps at a time, but I definitely think I'm making progress and doing better.
Oh, you are, Kate, because I loved it last week before we went to convention. She was talking about work, and she was talking about that there was somebody at work that was getting underneath her skin. And had you had a time prior to that? I mean, like you said, it sort of got to you. And had you eaten something that week because of
I wanted. When I left, I was like, I'm going to have something good for dinner tonight, and I did. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the food I usually would have eaten, but it was definitely not something I should be eating right now. But yes, I did. And then that's when it kind of hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I do eat to reward myself when I've had a rough day or when something's not going, how I want it to go.
So that was a huge aha for Kate, Wow. See, she actually discovered that whenever things were not going like it needed to, she would reward herself with food. So then we discussed about some other options of how she could reward herself versus food, go get a pedicure, go buy a new pocketbook, or, just whatever you got, or go get a massage or something to help you feel better, because it's an instant, an instant gratification. We've got to instantly have some kind of feel good thing. And food's generally the first place we go because we don't have to really think. We can just sort of let it go. So, Kate has been someone that, like she said, she's the mind part. I'm seeing her grow from week to week. Whenever we talk, I can tell the shift in her, where in the beginning it's been about that number on the scale. And like she said, isn't it amazing how you can get on the scales and it makes you feel so terrible about yourself?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just, when I realized how much I actually did weigh, because I thought I knew, but I did not know until I actually weighed, and I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world have I done to myself?
Yeah.
No.
So there's going to come a time in your life whenever the scales, because following Dr. Anderson's Habits of Health system, staying connected to like-minded people that are doing the same thing, there's going to come a time in your life where the scales, you won't even own a set. And believe you me, that can happen to where there's this freeness that comes over you because you have learned what it takes to create optimal health. And then, I've had some people say, I don't know what I'm going to do whenever I get off the plane because I'm scared. How many of y'all felt scared?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, what do I do? Well, now they've already designed it where we don't have to be scared anymore. Now we've got the 3 and 3 program where you never have to worry about ever gaining that weight back. How cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a safe place, because this is the community. This is our safe place. Everyone on the screen, all the health coaches, raise your hand. All these coaches went last week and got to hang around Dr. Anderson, our leadership. They got to be amongst 3,000 people, just like yourself, that's living this lifestyle. So since everybody's on here, and like I said, some of you, now, Crystal, you've been on the program. You have been on the program before, and then you've gotten off, and you're back on again, or what?
No, this is my first time on the program. I've been on the program since the last week of February.
Okay. Well,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Tell us about your journey.
My first health coach, I just recently switched health coaches. My other one just and he would call me maybe once a week, and I'm so thankful for Rebecca, because Rebecca was at work with me, and I would just start telling her my problems, she said, but I'll help you anyway. And so I knew then that I needed to switch health coaches, but I finally got to. An opportunity arose for me to switch them, and I took it, and so I'm thankful to have Rebecca. And I've lost 37 pounds so far.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's cool. That is awesome. So how do you, have you had any non-skill victories? How has your body changed? How do you feel?
Besides the fact that people are actually looking at me and smiling at me just because I look better, my self-esteem is a lot better.
Awesome.
After I had my son, I about died having him, so I gained a lot of weight. I was almost 275 pounds, but I was at 250. I just got to a point where my moment of truth was buying 3X clothes, busting out of a 2X shirt, you know, when your butt needed up.
Yes.
I couldn't take it anymore. I said, I'm not going to buy any more clothes like this. And so I just said, this is my moment of truth. I've got to do something. This has got to stop. So there has been several girls at work that are on this program, and I never thought I could afford it. I never thought I could do it. But I realized the amount of money that you pay is worth not even, I can't explain, it becomes very minimal compared to what you get out of losing weight.
Yes.
So and that's why I encourage anyone who makes as much money as I do that they can do it too.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like that you have hope again, and that's what this is all about. It's been able to bring hope back into people's lives, and to know that anything's possible. And but I just want to commend you, because you made it work for you. You said, I'm got to do something. And whenever you get to that place and you're ready to change your life, you will. And it's really neat because what you've done, support. How many of you on here, the support is huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my health coach, he checks on me every week. And even in between, if I need to text him or call him. So it's really nice to know that you have someone that loves you so much that they want to lock arms with you, and they want to walk this journey with you. And it sounds like, I know for sure with Becky, I mean, her heart's all in it. She knows you can be successful. And wherever it is that you want to get to, you will get there because you're ready, and you've made that commitment to yourself.
I have to brag on Crystal just a bit, because she, not only has she done this for herself, but she's done it for how many other people in the office, Crystal? 2, 3, let me see. Yeah. And so she's, it's funny because you know how people will come up and ask you what you're doing? I've had 2 of my customers, my new clients, who Crystal literally led them to my cubicle and said, this is what you need to do. You just, just talk to Becky. And so Crystal is not only helping herself, she's already helping others. And she has just, I've watched her. I've known you for what, 1.5 years now, Crystal? And I've watched her
Something like that.
grow from, being kind of quiet, and now she's just blooming. I mean, she just beams all the time, and she's got such a beautiful smile and beautiful face, and she just glows all day long. So she's just really done so much and so well. And she's even been an encouragement to me. When Lauren was going through all of her stuff, when I got back to work, Crystal, there were times when there was one particular time, and I think I was very transparent about this. Crystal came by my desk, and I had a Pepsi and 2 bags of chips in there, and she goes, "What?"
Way to go, Crystal!
And she just kind of reeled me back in, And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know. So I folded them up and set them on the top and the very back of my, and I was like, oh man, talk about getting busted. And so, I mean, she has really, this is so much more than weight loss for Crystal. Am I right, Crystal?
Yes. It's like getting your life back. Before I had kids, you know how you always had that nice slim body, these nice jeans and everything, and it's like getting your life back. I mean, I turned 40 this year, and trust me, things are different when you turn 40. And I don't know if I'll ever get back to those 12s and 14s, but I am really working on it, and I have a goal and objective to get back to it.
Oh, you'll do it, girl. You'll do it.
Yeah, most definitely. You go ahead and tell yourself, I will, and it's already done. It's already in the bank.
Yeah.
So
Good. But I couldn't have done any of this without my Lord. Because I have been, well, I pray a lot with Becky. Becky is a good prayer partner with me. And that has been a huge help with me because I need that so much in my life.
wow, that's
And
awesome.
a lot of times I come to her, I say, Becky, I just need to pray. And she does. And she is priceless. There's no price you can put on a health coach like her.
I say that's what it's all about. I mean, that's way to go, Becky. It is. It's a love thing. This is a love thing. It's like you said too, Crystal. I have my life back. I mean, there's no, and you know, we heard this doctor speak this past weekend. That's what she said. She said nothing tastes better than life, and that is so true. You know, and to be able to uplift and just encourage someone to keep moving forward. It's huge in the world we live in today. Well, since we've got everybody on here, I just thought it'd be pretty neat too, is because I know Kate and Crystal have not heard a lot of everybody else's story. So we'll start up there with Steve and Katie. Share a little bit about how you got started and what happened, transformation, and where you're at today.
Let me go first. Kate and Crystal, for me, I had, Katie and I were getting married, so we had an upcoming wedding, and I felt lousy about myself. I was 50 pounds overweight. Had been overweight for years, really. Never was always thin. And then, you know, Kate, like you said, inactivity, eating the wrong stuff, getting older, just before you know it, there it is, you know. So, yeah, I hated what I saw in the mirror for a long time, you know. And Katie was really patient. She said, you know, you'll do something when you're ready to do it. You know, she wasn't all over me. And I just kind of stumbled across this. I never heard of TSFL. I heard a radio advertisement called The Number one day, and lo and behold, a couple days later, I was getting contacted by Lisa. So Lisa was my health coach. Probably the best thing that ever happened to me. So, you know, I struggled with, it wasn't just the weight. It was, I mean, zero energy. It was getting, you know, like you say, Kate, when you're young, you get away with stuff, like your body doesn't feel it, Crystal. But for me, I was 52. It was getting to where, like, if I worked hard today, like had a really hard day at work, tomorrow I would barely be able to get my head off the pillow. And that really scared me. I'm like, man, I still have a lot of years to work, and I can't even get out of bed in the morning, you know. So, you know, overweight, struggling to get out of bed, on blood pressure medications. That really bummed me out because it was self-inflicted. I was taking BP meds because I was overweight for no other reason than I let myself get overweight. So I'm here, you know, started the program. And, you know, the cool thing about it is if you follow the structure, you know, a lot of people will say, God, I'm doing really good, but I'm down to that last 10 or 20. And they always say it's hard to get that last bit off. The coolest thing is if you just follow the plan, it'll go. It'll go. You don't even have to worry about, oh, man, I can't get that last 10 pounds off. It just keep following it, and it will go. That's the cool thing about it. So, and then, I mean, this whole support, we've got a whole lot closer when we went to the convention this time. I mean, we all felt like we knew each other, but it was so cool to go to the convention and meet everybody in person. And I mean, the support is so cool. So you guys are you've got your coaches, they're like your angels, and just follow the structure, and before you know it, you will be just so happy. You'll be healthy. You know, the looking good. I always say the looking good is just a bonus. You're gonna be healthy. That's the main thing. You're gonna be healthy, and then feeling good about the way you look. That's just a big old bonus. So. You know.
And Steve, now you just wanted to lose 25 pounds. Wasn't that correct whenever you started?
Yeah, remember, Katie, you were saying how, maybe I'll just take 25 and see how that goes. Well, I got to 25 in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, that was easy. And then, I'm looking in the mirror saying, no, I'm not done. I still have a long ways to go. So just kept on going till and it's so cool when you're always looking at the BMI chart. You know you're getting into really good territory when you start hitting those good BMI numbers. You're like, yeah, this is good stuff. So
yeah. And you end up losing what, 50 total?
50 pounds. Yeah, I went from 226 to 176, and that put me into a healthy BMI range. So.
Yeah. So he thought 25 was going to be enough, and he said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can do 25 more."
Yeah.
So it's fun. And then his sweet wife Katie, she didn't really have any weight to lose. She
Who wanted nothing to do with it. It's like, if it's not organic, I'm not eating it.
So Katie, share with them your story.
Okay, so I wasn't really looking to lose weight, but I had no energy. I would come home from work, flop on the couch, and never exercise. And I wanted to, but just didn't have the energy to. So I gave in against my wishes, and so glad that I did. And I had energy within a few days. You probably know how that is. And wanted to work out, and just felt even and like good and healthy. And bonus, I did lose a couple pounds, 9 pounds, that was bonus. That was good.
And she's like ultra fit. I mean, she's like, there's no fat on her bones at all. Ultra fit.
Now if I just get some muscle going. That's my next challenge, is like getting some muscle. So anyway.
So Katie was she was a non-scale. I mean, she didn't really have any weight to lose. So the people generally think our program is just for weight loss people, but it's not. We can take someone that doesn't have any weight to lose. We can change their eating structure, and they can be able to have energy, sleep better. I mean, it's really covers all aspects of optimal health, the area. So, and then we've got Deborah, Hollywood Square to the right. And Deborah, she's got a story. So,
well, I started 3 years ago, and I was having all kinds of health issues. I mean, I was really, really overweight, well over the 200, and I have spine issues. My knees were hurting. I was almost falling. And I ran into a guy friend who lost all this weight within a short period of time. And he decided he would start sharing some of his food with me. And I was being nice. I took it home and I said, sure. But in the back of my mind, and this is where my biggest transformation has been, the mind, which I'm still working on. And I always thought, because, being an ex-nurse, a fixer, and I know it all, and you couldn't teach me anything. And so when he told me about this and that you could possibly get a health coach, which I had no clue what that meant. So I started eating the food while I was still eating my junk, and feeling horrible. And yet within the first week, I think I lost 4 pounds just by eating a couple of his stuff. And I thought, what's in this food? And I'm like Katie, it was like organic and natural. I mean, if I was the queen of that, okay. And I would either go, I would kind of go all the way on one end of the spectrum, or I'd go on the other. So when I started having really bad issues where I couldn't do personal grooming things in the bathroom, I was almost falling, and I all of a sudden lost all this weight in 1 week, and I was still eating junk. I thought, okay, maybe I will. And so I called and Medifast, and then they talked about the coach idea, and finally there was several that were supposed to contact me, and then Lisa calls me. And I went, okay. And so I knew as soon as I talked with her that this was a godsend. I mean, I literally, and one thing that they say, which really touched my heart at the convention, and I've heard it over and over again, but the heart of the convention, there is so much love and faith. And the one thing that I kept hearing is, you don't know whether there's someone out there who's really, really praying. And it sounded like you, Crystal, was in that boat as well. And I was one of those people. I was really asking God to bring something, because I did everything. And besides, I knew how to do it. I did all the natural realm, and I knew, even the herbs and, But when Medifast came, when Take Shape for Life came into my life using the Medifast foods, it was an answer to prayer. And when Lisa would say, you know what, you got to put all this up on a shelf. You've got to be teachable and coachable. Well, I am. Deep down, I'm a person that I'm going to fall down and I'm going to get up again. So I did. And with the help of Lisa, and like everybody's been saying, the program just works. It's easy. It was happening too fast for me, though. And I know that might sound strange, but it was like I was becoming this other person. And, I was getting a lot of negative comments, some positive comments too, but, the negative intertwined between that. And when I lost, I think it was only 3 months on the program. And remember, I couldn't even do stairs. I had to go up elevators at the YMCA, because the only thing I could do there was go in the swimming pool. So in 3 months, I'm running up the steps in a gorge with my husband on our 40th anniversary. And he was shouting to people coming down. And my husband's a very quiet man. And of course, some of you that met him at the convention might not have seen that side, because he really, thank God, I mean, he's really, really coming out, that's another story. But anyway, he's very quiet. And he was shouting to people coming down, saying, look at that's my wife up there. She couldn't do that. She's running up the stairs. And I didn't even realize. I'm like, how stupid can you be? I didn't even realize what I was doing. And that's when it hit me. The second thing that hit me was, the first thing was, I was really praying for this, and it came into my life. This second thing, when I turned around and I saw him, it was like I went, oh my gosh. I didn't realize how much all my weight, my obesity, was holding my family back. He was my only family right now, because, we're an empty nesters. But that really spoke to me loudly. And so I just continued, and then I lost, all my weight, and I was down to a really healthy BMI. Like maybe, I think I was down to my 22 BMI. And then I don't know what happened exactly, other than the voices, the self-talk, which I did so well in my whole life growing up. And I was realizing that I was listening to those, like the bad side, not the wonderful angel on my shoulder, but the negatives, that you just don't deserve that, and every time I'd go by a mirror, I'd look, and it's like, that's not really you. And I had a lot of this growing up, this comparison, and if you're not anorexic, you're not beautiful. And so I allowed myself, and when I say allowed myself, I literally did. I went back to just, well, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat that. and I started gaining my weight back. And the one thing, the third really to me big component that I learned, I didn't transition. And I would really want to put a plug in for everybody that's doing it, starting it. Make sure when you do this, do the transition part. And I can't tell you exactly why, but I just know it's a mental process, and it's in the program for a reason. And so what I did is I went back to Deborah's thinking, you see, and that was no good. And so I've just started pressing in for months and months on, trying to get more emotionally intelligent and aware, and really think about my thinking, and really loving myself the way God created me. And there's just been a whole lot of that kind of transformation going on in me. And so it's kind of where I'm at. I'm working at it. I'm not down to that healthy BMI yet. I'm in Florida right now, still visiting my children. 3 families, and we only have a couple days with each. And immediately there were issues, and I'm so thankful to God that I was able to not go into the old like I wanted to, the rejection and the self-pity, and I went right away into that leader part of me, that person that says, you believe in yourself, Deb. Remember the conference. I believe in you. I believe in you. And Lisa's been saying that to us as well. You've got to believe in yourself and each other. And so with all that fresh stuff I got from the conference, I'm at my second daughter's house now, which is a whole nother type of a challenge. It's fun, but there's challenges. So I'm practicing some more of the mind stuff. And then I'm going to a third daughter's in a couple of days, and then on our way back home. So I am so grateful for Take Shape Your Life, and still what more that I can learn and just really share, with my world. So.
That's good, Deborah. And Deborah I think we can all sort of connect there. The challenges of family. We love our families, but sometimes, there can be a little pull. So she's having to work on the mind part, so that way that we can all be together, but yet we can still focus on taking the best care of ourselves while we're in a not so healthy environment. So I commend you, Deborah, for that, because you're proof that it can be done. So let's shift over, Nancy. We've got our Hollywood squares mixed up now because Becky was there with Crystal, so we've moved around the screen. So share with everyone a little bit about your story and how you got started and what happened with you.
I got started by my brother-in-law, Steve. He looked different. He lost a lot of weight, but what clicked with me was how he was feeling, and he kept saying how he was feeling really great and the energy and all that. And I didn't have any kind of an empty nest thing going on here at my house. So I just didn't have really any energy. I was not eating the right things, and nobody was here to see me and to see that happening. I knew my clothes were getting tighter, but I thought, I didn't think it was a weight thing, whatever. So, and I didn't get on a scale. I never used a scale, but I knew I was feeling really bad. So I tried started the program, and I was scared of it, just like Katie was. But I did start doing it, and it was within 3 days. The fog lifted, like everything was just really clear to me. And I don't know how to explain that so everyone knows what I mean, but literally things were clearing up. And the energy came back, and I ended up losing 22 pounds total. Like 20 pounds now, but 22 pounds total. And I feel really great. And my pants are not tight anymore.
And yeah, and it's, the fog thing, I totally understand what you're talking about, because
I can't really describe it. Like to make somebody understand.
Well, you don't know until you try it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, hey, try the program so that way the fog will lift and see what you think.
And I eat my vegetables now, which I was just against them, and they taste good. Everything tastes better, and love it.
Yeah.
Good girl, Nancy.
Thank you. And my sister Katie, yeah.
Okay, Miss Becky, what about your story? How you got started? Your journey.
My journey. Well, I met Danny, who is Lisa's husband, because Greg needed a shed for his boat that we didn't have yet. And so I took him to the lot and met Danny. Danny was telling me that we got into a conversation that had nothing to do with sheds, nothing to do with weight or anything like that. But he mentioned that y'all traveled a lot, and I asked what you did, and he said, well, she's a health coach. And I had been trying to lose weight. I had put on a total of about, the biggest that I had gotten up, I was about 40 pounds overweight. And I had lost some of that. And I still had about 20 pounds that I wanted to lose. And I knew everything to do. I knew all about exercising. I knew how to eat right. I knew what I told everybody else to do and what had always worked for me before, but it was not working this time. And as Crystal can attest, work can get very stressful. And food was my outlet. I would, they used to laugh at me because when I get really stressed, I'm like, I'm running for the border. I got to go get some Taco Bell. And there I would go. And, but I could not, even when I ate right and exercised, I could not get the weight off. So when Danny told me that you were a health coach, it really, it just really struck a chord with me. And so he gave me your card, and I came home and set it on my nightstand and looked at it for, about 2 weeks, I guess. And finally, I ended up calling you, and I had told my husband, Greg, that, I said, I am willing to do anything. I will do whatever it takes. I've got to get this weight off. Like everybody else has talked about, I had no energy. I would come home from work, and I just turned into a potato because I would sit on that couch and just veg. I would not move if I did not absolutely have to. And that's just not like me. I've always been active. I've always, stayed busy all the time, and I didn't want to do anything. So I finally called Lisa, and I started on the program. And there's another girl at work. Her name is Tracy, and she used to be a health coach with Take Shape for Life. And we were talking, and she says, you got to do it. And that's actually when I called you, was when we had that conversation. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And when I got on the plan, it was about, 4 or 5 days, I really started feeling better. That first week, I lost 5 pounds. I lost 5 pounds the next week. And then after that, I averaged right at about 2.5 pounds a week. And I ended up losing 20 pounds in 2 months. But the biggest thing for me was the mental, because it truly transformed my way of thinking as far as being able to handle difficult situations when they come up and not running for the border, not having to stress out and just eat everything that came into sight because I was stressed. And so that's the biggest thing for me, was the mental, because they talk about it being 90% mental, and it really, really is. Because, if you can wrap your head around the stop, challenge, and choose, then it not only, you don't just have to apply it to eating, you can apply it to every aspect of your life. And it truly can make your life easier, because there's things that if you have goals, and situations come up, you can stop, you can challenge those situations and say, you know what, that's not taking me to my goal, so no, I don't want to do it. And so that's really I guess the gist of my story is that, you know, I lost the weight, but more importantly, it helped me with my mind.
And everybody that's been on the program, like I know Steve had the 50-pound weight loss, Katie had the 9-pound. How long have you guys maintained that now?
Good.
How what?
How long have you maintained your weight loss now? For how from the time you lost the weight, how long have you maintained that weight loss so far?
Oh, I fluctuate actually, be 5 pounds, you know. But since, when did I start? March, I think. No, I started February, so I go back and forth between 5 pounds, and I'm comfortable with that.
So you can see from February to now, she's been able to stay in that ballpark range of where she wants to be. Steve?
Using that 6 fuelings,
Mm-hmm.
because I never did that before.
Yeah. So it's pretty sweet whenever you can be able to maintain that to where you're not having to go, oh, no, I'm going on vacation, so what do I do? And then you end up gaining all that weight. I mean, because that's a bad feeling, you know. So, and Steve, you've been able to, I'm sure, just sort of keep your weight maintained as well, because like I said, seeing you in person for the first time, I was like, wow, you know, compared to your pictures, you're like, wow.
Yeah, I never thought of that, you know, and it just, I was so unhappy with looking at myself for so long. I just kind of forget what it feels like to just look the way you're supposed to look, you know. And it took me about 6 months to lose what I had to lose, and but now there's no problem. And you know, the great thing, I mean, it's the easiest thing. I tell people it's the easiest thing you could ever do, and no matter how fast-paced your life is or how busy your job is or if you're traveling, it's no big deal. You know, we were getting ready for the trip to Florida, and Katie and I were in the room saying, all right, let's make sure we get enough meal replacements with us. Got the big freezer bags that we're shoving full of meal replacements, and it makes it easy going through the airport. You know, you're up early, you're traveling, no worries. Just every 3, just pop something in your mouth, you know. And we came back, didn't gain anything. Didn't gain anything on the trip. You know, you had a couple of dinners here or there that you might not have normally had. You choose as best you can. But you've got those fuelings, and you come on back, and, hey, wow, we're on a trip and didn't get it down. You know, just so.
And being around the same mindset of people, wasn't it so neat that we didn't have to worry about what kind of food they were going to serve us?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? I mean, it's lean and green, so they take care of you while you're trying to create optimal health. That's a nice place to be. And like Steve lost this weight he lost through Thanksgiving and Christmas, right, Steve?
Yep. Yeah.
So, you know, we've got those holidays, so we have to know how to make it work for you through the holidays. And it's fun because it's about the habit.
Yeah, you know, with the holidays, like if the holidays come around and you guys are still on the program, it's no worries. You know, I know what I did with Thanksgiving. I was a little nervous about it at first, but then I said, no, I'm just going to, when Thanksgiving dinner comes around, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to, I'm just going to have a little of the things that I always enjoy, a little turkey, a little stuffing, a little all of it. But I was thinking about it a lot differently. I made sure I had a nice big salad. The most important thing is I made sure I did all my meal replacements that day. Got up nice and early, started my meal replacements. The dinner came around. I enjoyed some things, but I was much more mindful with it. Didn't even skip a beat. Didn't alter me at all. So, it's not like, God, I can never have some of the stuff I used to have. It's once you're getting healthy, your mind is getting healthy, you'll know what you can do.
Yeah. That's huge. So, I know several of you have maybe heard my story, but some of you may have not, and I'll share mine, with you right quick. I was the skeptic. Katie, you and I was like you, sister. Danny was approached by our health coach, he asked him a simple question. He said, "How's your health?" And Danny at that time was not on any medications, but he didn't have a lot of energy, and he's a very busy kind of guy. He likes staying active. And so he could tell that his energy was not where it needed to be. And he looked at his belly and he said, "Hey, I think I probably need to lose some weight." So anyway, he got on the program, and I was asked at that time to get on the program, and I said, "Nope." I said, because I was a hairdresser. I didn't eat a lot. I was too busy doing everyone's hair. I didn't have a chance to eat. And if I did eat, it was basically a few chips or some M&Ms or, just the junk stuff. I'm a junk food junkie. I love junk food. So anyway, I waited. In 2 weeks, I seen my husband eat this food every 3 hours, and in 2 weeks he dropped 12 pounds. So then I started going on the hunt for his food in the house. I was like, "Where's your meal replacements? I want to try them." He goes, "Order your own." So then I had to call the coach, and I'm like, "Okay, I think I want to try the program." And so now this is important with being a health coach, or being connected to someone that knows how this works. Even going into the program, whenever I started the program, my coach told me the specifics. Fuel every 3 hours, eat 6 meals a day. If you're exercising, cut it in half. If you don't exercise, don't do anything the first 3 weeks. Well, I was currently doing cardio kickboxing 3 days a week. So my health coach told me to cut that in half, and guess what? Lisa had concepts. Do you guys have concepts?
Mm-hmm.
Diet and exercise, you lose more weight. So I thought, well, heck, I'll just eat this food. I'll go do my cardio kickboxing, and I'll beat Danny, because that was me. I'm all about competition anyway. So the first week on the program, I felt sick. I felt like my body was I had cramps within my body. I lost 1 pound, which I was very, very, very upset because Danny had lost like 6 his first week. So my coach, he's so optimistic. He calls and he says, "How's your program going?" I said, "It sucks." He goes, "Okay, well, how much weight did you lose?" And I said, 1 pound. And he goes, "Well, that's good." Really? And I was like, and I said, "Well, that's not, Danny lost 6 and I only lost 1. And he said, "Well," so then he took me through the troubleshooting part. "Are you eating 6 times a day?" "Yes." "Are you drinking your water?" "Yes." "Are you, and then he said, "Well, anything else?" I said, "Well, I'm just exercising." "Well, what are you doing?" "Cardio kickboxing." "Lisa, did you not understand what I told you about cutting it in half?" And I go, "No." But, yes, because I was burning 300 calories in exercise class. So I was taking in 800, so that was putting me in a 500 calorie range. So my body was going into conservation. So I didn't exercise the second week, and I dropped like 6 pounds the next week. So I said, forget the exercise part. I believe I'll just eat the food. Taking it to my coach. So in 12 weeks, I lost 40 pounds. And in 10 years this year, I have maintained a 40-pound weight loss.
Nice.
I'm following the habits of health. So, in the beginning, you gotta get that stuff out of the way that doesn't work. And then everybody has something different that they're having to get rid of. Like Deborah was saying, put it on the shelf. You got to put certain things on the shelf because that doesn't serve you anymore. Get the basic principles of fueling the body every 3 hours and fueling with these foods, because this is going to keep you from not being hungry. It's going to help put your body in balance where you have more energy, you're sleeping better, you feel hope again. And then follow the principles of the transition, going into a maintenance plan, which, like I said, this makes it totally easy now where you don't have to be fearful anymore. It doesn't mean you can never have a piece of pizza. It doesn't mean you can never have Christmas dinner at grandma's. But what it means is you actually are in control of what you eat versus food controlling you. That to me was the greatest freedom I ever had, to know that I didn't have to worry about that ever again. So, you know, these stories, hopefully this has helped everyone. And, you know, just having new people on like Kate and Crystal, thank you so much. And we are, you know, I sit here and I look at you, there's 24 pounds, and you said, Crystal, you lost what, 36, did you say?
37.
37, and Katie's lost 26, right, Katie? Kate?
Me, sorry. I lost 24.
24. Okay, so there's 7, 8, 9, 10, there's 11. There's 61 pounds between you two girls that are new on here tonight. 61 pounds. That's like a small, a child.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the butter and the sugar.
You know, so, but with all of us on this, there's 61 pounds there. Katie, Nancy, you said you lost 20.
22 total.
Okay. And then Becky, you lost what, 20? And then Deborah, you lost how much?
82.
82. And then Katie and Steve together have lost what?
59.
Okay, so on here tonight, there is 284 pounds lost between all of us.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous.
It is. And the thing is there's hope. I see there's 7 cubes on here, and there's 7 cubes of hope. There's hope brought into people's lives.
Yeah.
And but it starts with you. It starts with you, for you. And if there's anything that I took away from conference was this: it's about you. It's about you looking in the mirror every day and choosing what's best for you first, regardless of what everybody else thinks you should be doing, regardless of what, whatever they say outside. That doesn't matter. It's really important to get very, very clear on what you need to make you ultimately happy. And whenever you get clear about that, everything else comes into place like it needs to, because not only just your physical transformation, your mind transformation, but there is an opening there that stay connected to your health coach, because your health coach can guide you into greater things that can transform your life. And Katie, Steve, Deborah, Nancy, and Becky got a little taste of that this past weekend.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Because we've been a part of Take Shape for Life for 10 years, so we know it's the real deal. We know that people's lives are changing. So they got to see 3,000 people that was living this life right here that we're living on the screen. And quickly before we close, one takeaway to share with everyone what you got at convention. Steve, Katie, we'll start with you guys.
Go ahead.
I really learned that, like you just said, it's not about me. It's about them and what I can offer to somebody. Taking myself out of it and focusing on them.
What about you, Steve?
The community part of it. It's really, you guys are new at this, and it's probably jumping ahead, but you'll be there at some point where it's such a cool community feeling, and you'll see it. You'll see it more and more. And one other thing I'd like to say, as you excuse me, as you two get closer to your healthy BMI, and it's going to be kind of cool when people say, hey, don't take any more off. You're getting too thin. You're getting too thin. And you can just kind of, you can just kind of smirk at them, because what I started telling people was when I was getting close to a healthy BMI, I said, I'm not unhealthy and I'm not too thin. Did you ever think that you're just not used to seeing me the way I'm supposed to look? So it's kind of cool, so I don't think you'd get bummed out if somebody said, hey, you look too thin. I know I didn't. I just kind of laughed at it, but don't feel bad because you're just getting healthy isn't being too thin. So
Yes. Thanks, guys. Deborah, what about you? What was a takeaway for you?
I think it's realizing that everybody around me, their life is kind of in a balance, and I don't mean balanced. And if I personally don't step up to the plate and love them so much and care enough, like somebody did to me, where are they going to be? But really, because it is about me too. What am I doing? Why am I not taking that step to help rescue them? Because maybe they are praying just for me to say something, and it doesn't have to be a heavy person either. So that's probably my biggest takeaway is, and for me it's been 3 years. I'm a slow learner because I know that when I first got on program, had I gone to the convention right away, I would have seen more clearly. I would have seen more clearly. Let me just put it that way. Right now, I am regaining, going back to when I started, why I started, and the excitement. And what it was is that, somebody cared, like Lisa, like my friend, first of all, obviously, to share something with me in such a loving way. And then to have a coach come alongside of me like Lisa did. And what that meant for me, and I didn't even get my life back because I honestly didn't have one. So I got a life back. And when people said, "Oh, you got your life back," I go, "No, you don't understand. I have a life back that I never knew, and I want to see people that way. I don't want to leave them hanging there when maybe they were really praying for somebody, And I want to be bold and courageous to just." Go up to people and just start talking. It doesn't have to be about their weight, though, So.
Lisa, you're on mute.
Okay. Isn't it great whenever you just talking and you're on mute? Thanks, Deborah. That was really good advice because it's about the heart. It's about the heart and caring. So Nancy, what about you? What was your?
My biggest takeaway seems pretty basic, but that it's real. That this all really is happening, and that all you people that we look at every week and talk to are really real and really there. And one was when Dr. A came out on the stage and he just asked everyone, is anybody making anyone sick? Like, is that what we're doing? Are we making anyone sick by suggesting, the plan and talking to people about it? And it was just everywhere. Nobody is getting sick on this plan. I just thought it was the first thing I really heard.
Yeah, that's you. And it is like you said, it's real.
Mm.
It's real. And whenever you think it's not real, I can almost tell you 99.9% of the time you're up here in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So get out of your head, get in your heart, and start feeling again. I remember, I think it was Dan Bell said, we live in a very high-tech world now where everything's, everything's computer and stuff. but we're not a high touch world. We've got to get back to where we're touching people, where we're hugging people, where we, we're there, we're looking in your eyes, we're seeing we're asking the questions, we're finding out what you need, and yet we're locking arms with you to go make it happen together. So thanks Nancy for sharing that, because that's huge. That it is. It's a personal relationship. So Becky, what about your greatest takeaway? I know you had many.
No. Believe that it's like Nancy said, believe that it's real. Believe in myself. But I think the biggest thing that really hit me, because Lisa, we've talked a lot about this, and Crystal knows this to a degree. I have a hard time with approaching people. And, if I don't know you, it's really hard for me to talk to you sometimes. And especially about something like this, because like I told you before, Lisa, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson, and I don't want anybody to sell to me. And that's been my biggest obstacle. But and I don't remember which workshop it was in, and it may have been one of the general sessions. But what really stuck with me was when, and it may have been in the closing session, I'm not sure, but it was where somebody made the comment that if you don't talk to people, and if you don't tell people, and it's all about helping them, it's not about it's not about selling anything, it's about loving on them. But what hit me was when they talked about how if you don't talk to people, then there are people out there who may never hear it. And they're going to be the ones to lose out, because they won't have what they need to get healthy and to reach that optimal health goal, and to get the whole trilogy about the healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances. If I don't tell somebody, then there's somebody else that's not going to know, and it's my fault because I didn't say anything. And it's like with Crystal. No, she wasn't my client, but she needed me, and I loved her anyway. And I was going to do whatever I could to help her. It's not about the money. It's not about anything. It's about helping people get healthy and have the absolute best life that they can have.
Amen.
That's what I do.
Amen.
Very nice. Very nice.
And that's the heart of what we do. So, in closing, this is the community. This is what you have. This is your second family. If you want to adopt us,
That's my health coach. Yay!
if you want to adopt us, then go ahead and adopt us, because that's what this is all about. It's not a try to get you on here. It's just, I don't know about you guys, but this gives me medicine to my heart as much as the oxygen in the air. It's I get a lot out of it. That's why I do it. So I look at, this is the community. Every Tuesday night we meet. You're welcome to come. You're welcome to be a part of this, and you're welcome to invite people that you love, people that really want to hang out with some pretty cool people, that love them. I mean, because I sort of consider us pretty cool people that have a lot of love to share. So, it's like, I tell Dr. Anderson all the time, we are the love group of Take Shape for Life. They have different groups of people, and I'm like, we're the love group. I'm sorry, but that's just who we are. Because whenever it comes down to loving people, we're very good at that. Very good at it. And loving people so much that you want them to be successful more than they want for themselves. They want it, but they just haven't believed. They haven't. They can't see it. It's not really within reaching distance. You can't. It's like Nancy said, the fog is there. So we're going to help you to clear the fog, so that way that you can see hope again. And I don't know if any of you make sure that whoever's on here, that if you're not friends with Nancy and Steve and Katie and Deborah and Becky, friend them on Facebook. They're part of your Take Shape for Life family. You got your health coach, but it's nice knowing, hey, I remember that person. I talked to them on Zoom. And then also, whenever Becky said believe, that's what she took away from conference, believe. If any of you that's friends of mine, and I think Nancy posted it today too, or shared it, there was a doctor that has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She had ovarian cancer before she had her kids. Now she's got pancreatic stage 4 cancer. Her story, I think every person in the house, 3,000 people, had tears either running down their cheeks, or their tears their eyes were full of tears. But this woman with stage 4 cancer was able to look at me on the day we left, and she put her hands on my face and she said, I believe in you. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I mean, I'm pretty strong, but I want her strength. I want her strength. So if you hadn't got to see her speech, we that were at convention were able to, but I posted it on my feed today. Watch it. Feel it. Because that's what we're part of. So, before closing, is there anything else, any questions anybody has that they want to ask before we sign off? Thank you, Kate, for being on. Thank you, Crystal, for being on. Thanks to all you coaches that wake up every day and you go out and you love people. That's what this is all about.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Thank
That's
you.
what we do. We're the love group.
Does this mean we have to start wearing tie-dyes?
Have to start wearing what?
We have to start wearing tie-dyes?
If you want. I mean, it's totally, I think pretty much in the love age, it's anything goes, right?
Amen.
I don't put anybody in categories, but if you want to wear tie-dyes, I'm going to be like, that's the coolest tie-dye ever. But I really appreciate all of you, and I really thank you so much for being on tonight. And like I said, remember, this is your family. And come back and visit, because we need your energy, we need your love, we need just to see your transformation, because it brings our heart a lot of joy. And but thanks again for the stories. Thanks again for just showing up and being here with us. And so everybody have a good week, and then that way next week we will be back on again.
Okay.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
All
Good
right.
night,
See you guys
Jacob.
later.
Bye.
Thanks a bunch.
Good night, family.